Looks like we've got another grenadier over there on the right side. That's a fish, by the way, when we're...
Yes, the rat tails.
And we see some feather stars with their arms up in the water column and some little stars laying over and amongst the rocks. And so far we've seen a lot of these rubble fields, or what do you call them, talus fields?
Yeah, that was how Guy described them. Yeah, talus slope.
Talus slopes.
Yeah, we're heading slightly upslope on this, according to the contours, if folks are looking on channel 3. And as Jen, you mentioned earlier, those, and I think Sam confirmed, those contours are 10-meter spacing. So for every time we transition to a new line, we've gone either up or down 10 meters in depth, I should say.
Yeah. We're shooting for mostly up, at least right now. And if you would like to know where we are in an area off of the Central California coastline that's pretty far down within what I'd call, I consider everything down to Point Conception, the middle part of California State, Central California. We're in that southern part off of a town called Morro Bay. So west of that offshore, in an area called the Santa Lucia Bank and Escarpment. And I think right now we're on the bank. We're at a depth, I have to keep refreshing my screen here. What's our depth?
1481 meters right now.
Okay, 1481 meters. And we're looking at a part of the seafloor that
Did we just lose her audio?
Yes,
but I'm back.
Now.
Okay.
Sorry about that. A part of the seafloor that's never been seen before. So we're first eyes here. Kurt, do you know how long ago this was mapped?
Oh, this area in particular, I'd have to look up, but some of the mapping, Nautilus has done some of the mapping. I can't remember, Sam, if some of that was done on the transit down towards Channel Islands, but also Office of Coast Survey has done some just last year and the year before in this general area, and Bari has done quite a bit recently as well. So yeah, there's been a number of organizations that have contributed to the seafloor maps down here.
Unfortunately, now we're losing your audio, Kurt.
Yeah, both.
Okay,
both of you fell off at the same time. Yeah, and yours isn't very good either.
All right, I will try to restart.
I don't think it's you guys, because both of you fell off at the same time.
Oh.
It's not you, it's us.
Oh.
We'll try to keep the statement short.
So, Guy in the chat said it's all 3 year. I'm assuming that's in reference to the mapping?
Yeah, I think so. Within the last 3 years in this area.
Was that a coral?
Rock pen.
Oh, where?
Was it a rock pen?
Yep. Oh, but we're on a transect.
Yeah.
Can you drop a target?
Sure.
That would be, yeah, thanks.
Was the rock pen on your bingo card?
Yes, Gary Williams is very interested. Gary Williams at the Cal Academy of Science.
Roger.
Seems like every time we see something really interesting, I look over at the chat. Maybe I should just keep looking at the chat then.
That looks like a soda
Well, I was
bottle.
gonna say that. Oh, oh yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Very shiny. We can see if we can tell what kind.
Coca-Cola?
Maybe it was Coca-Cola. That's what I think, maybe. But
Gratuitous marketing.
Guy also mentioned about the fact that this rubble is due to some major earthquake fracturing. I don't know if you can hear me. Or you can?
Yeah, we can hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an abnormal amount of rubble that guy is noticing.
It has really been going on and on for quite some time. But is this recent earthquake fracturing or much older earthquake fracturing? Do you know? I don't know the geological history of this area. Of the
I
seafloor.
do not know. I mean, I know this is probably, Guy can correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of sedimentary rock in this general area of Santa Lucia Bank, and sedimentary rock is very, it forms joints and faults a lot, so and faults can break it up very easily, as opposed to some other rock that are more malleable, so they can create get folded and things. So when you see fractured rock like that, it usually is indicative of sedimentary rock types. But I'm not sure of the age. Old, he says.
Okay.
It's all pretty evenly manganese covered too, so this stuff takes a long time to accumulate. It's not like it just fractured recently. There would be faces that would be really discolored from the manganese, and then faces that would be very fresh.
Good point, Steve. Yep. Yeah, manganese gives it kind of that shiny look to it, doesn't it? Dark and shiny.
Here's another one of the Lithodes crabs. You said which one it was. I'm getting back to the sheet. There we go. Neolithodes.
Right.
So Abby, a while back, saw some dead sponge skeleton when we were on transect, and so we keep our eye out for live sponge. Thought I maybe saw while we were on transect one white kind of lacy sponge so far. Okay, and she's seen maybe a few patches of Pharea, which is a white sponge that has kind of a frilly look to it.
Yeah, they often call it a cloud sponge.
Oh. Yeah, when you see it in larger patches, it definitely, I see that. Could be cloud-like.
Numbers look good.
Seen these larger white sea stars, and I can't remember which ones those are. With the narrower legs. And these have more legs, so that's a different species.
earlier,
So
Kurt,
last
you
minute.
mentioned that some of this information is going to help with, and has been, some of the studies have been supported by interest in siting offshore wind energy in this part of the coastline. And this area is also an area that has been nominated to be part of a new national marine sanctuary called the Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary. So it's always great to learn what's in the existing national marine sanctuaries, but in this case we'll be learning about some of the seafloor communities and geology in an area that may in the future become a national marine sanctuary.
That's right. Yeah, and I don't, Jen, do you know anything more about the status of that proposal?
Well, my understanding is that it recently was kind of renewed as a nomination. I think that has to be done every 5 years. So as of right now, it's staying as an active nomination. But there is a process in which a nominated sanctuary can become an actual sanctuary. I wouldn't say that I don't work in that aspect of the sanctuary's processes. I work on the science side, not the policy side so much. So I wouldn't probably be the best person to try and characterize that process. Wouldn't want to mischaracterize it anyway.
I did see some
That's
updates
helpful.
today on the chumashsanctuary.org website.
Oh, you
A
did?
detailed outline of the nomination process and the status. And I think that step forward that you mentioned, Jen, was just a couple of days ago.
Ah. So I've not been keeping up on that. I've been so...
Although it could have been a little longer. I don't really have much sense of time at this point.
That's what I was
but
going to say.
yeah, we were
And
just...
it's more so for you.
Yeah. yeah. But
I've been thinking mostly about this stuff.
Yeah, on the Nautilus Live website, there's a expedition overview blog for this cruise that talks more about the sanctuary and the San Lucia Bank and the proposed Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary. So folks watching can learn more about it through that link. And then also join us for a live event on Monday. More information also available on the website under education.
Or stay tuned for the next watch, in which Lisa Wunick will be one of the watch leads, and she is very well versed in that. And I'm sure she'll share some of that information after the watch changes over, which will be in about a half an hour.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
And actually for the live event next Monday, Lisa will be presenting an overview of the expedition alongside Lizzie Duncan, co-lead. A couple of sanctuary educator folks will be there as well, and then also a representative from the Northern Chumash Tribal Council, who was part of that nomination process.
That's great.
Right, because
Lots of overview, yeah. So Monday at 1
that's
p.m.
what brought the nomination forward, right?
Uh-oh, you broke up again.
Oh, I was going to say that I believe that the sanctuary was proposal was led in part by members of the Chumash community.
Fortunately, we're breaking up again.
Ah, all right.
I was looking into it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear me, Sam, but Jen was, and that's, she was just confirming that's who kind of brought forth the original nomination.
Yes, yes. Perfect. And you're clear again, Kurt.
Good.
Gremlins in the system. Seems to be switching back and forth. But I'm glad you guys are able to like tag team it. We can hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yep, loud and clear. Ooh,
All right.
there's a skate top right, but we can't look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Just imagine.
We can look. We just can't look.
can't pan.
Just
No, but I think it was a male.
top of
I
that.
thought I saw claspers.
And we have just about 50 meters left of this transect.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So Kurt, are you part of the team that ever looks at the transects and does some of the counting or measuring, or are those other folks within National Marine Fisheries Service?
Yeah, I am not part of that team. That normally for the Nautilus guys will go to the Southwest Fisheries Science Center Benthic Ecology Lab. That's located in Santa Cruz. So Tom Leidig and Di Waters are the main two that are in that group, and they have a couple of additional folks that help them out with going through the videos and counting all the critters that we're seeing. And they have been compiling a database of observations that goes back, I think, at least until, I want to say it's at least the early 90s, not the late 80s.
Wow, that's really awesome.
And Kurt, do they typically listen to audio as they're watching the video?
You know, that's a good question, Sam. I think they have, it kind of depends on the cruise. You know, when we're doing ROV dives, particularly with camera systems like these kind of state-of-the-art camera systems, it makes it, you know, much easier to ID things in the video. But what helps is any commentary by, you know, whoever's standing to watch, because, you know, sometimes having that first look, that kind of live look is the best look that you'll get. It was more of a, that was more of a importance.
I'm getting
when
off
we were
comms for a second,
doing-
folks. Actually, for a couple of minutes, we're troubleshooting the link.
Okay.
Think so.
Roger.
Thorny Head.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh yeah, nice. When
That red fish
When they were
passing
using-
below us.
when they were using human-occupied vehicles, submersibles, the audio was more important, because, you know, they weren't often having, they may have a camera, but it wasn't usually a good camera, so the best view that they had was that live view, so the audio was increasingly important. But I'm not sure if they use them still. I'd have to ask.
I'm gonna say shout out to the analyst team if they do.
That's right. I would think some of the surveys may be taken by ROVs where there wouldn't be audio, or is that not the case?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I do know that sometimes, you know, different groups have looked at surveys from the telecommunication industry when they're laying telecommunication cable. So they'll often do a survey ahead of have an ROV ahead of the place where the trench is being dug for the cable burial, to get an idea of the impacts that burial might have on the deep sea community. So I'm not sure if there's any audio for those, or if it's just an ROV flying over the seafloor. But often for science-based expeditions,
I was thinking of
there's usually
some systems I've seen where they use something called X keys. So while they're doing the transect, someone on board is watching live on the video and like keying in what they see. And I don't remember in those situations there being an audio component of what was going on, but
yeah, I know.
I have limited experience.
Yeah, the Sanctuary program has used that X-Key program quite a bit, if I recall. I think some of the earlier cruises in the Olympic Coast National Marine Sanctuary that I participated in, they used that system.
Samantha, where are we relative to the end of a transect?
We are 20 meters off.
Okay. I heard Bob, I think, very faintly off in the distance saying, is that a large sponge?
You want me to drop a target for it?
It looks like it might be a Ferrea. Maybe what do you think, Kurt? Yeah, I think Abby
Yeah,
already
since we're
said
so
goodnight.
close to the end of the transect, a target would be helpful.
Okay. It might be the stalked kind.
And if, you know, maybe we'll see some more here towards the end of the transect that we can have an easier time to collect. Yeah, and it's unfortunate Abby just, I think, she hasn't signed off yet, but she said she was signing off. No.
Oh,
Oh, she
she joined the room. She heard us
That's-
say sponge.
Sponge? That's great.
That's how we should just do that whenever
looks like
she
there's
says
more
good night.
coming up
We say
there.
sponge.
Sponge.
More sponges.
And if you're wondering who we're talking about, we have a group of
Do we use
scientists who are not on the audio,
it? Oh,
but they
yeah,
are
I
in a
guess we
science
did.
chat room with us.
Just let Al know that.
Look at that
Yeah,
huge
see, we did.
anemone.
Well, it is.
Is that
Some
is
more
that some
sponge
more?
up here.
We're not in
Area
transect
there?
anymore?
No, we are.
No, we are still.
But
That's a different-
we
that
lost the
doesn't
high
look-
voltage cabinet video.
Mushroom coral.
It's always something.
It is always something.
I'll be right back, guys.
Because electronics don't like being at sea.
I don't know. We're not having any problems.
Hey, knock on wood. Jeez.
Oh, did you just say that out loud?
Bob, it's your first rodeo?
Ooh.
He knows there's only 18 minutes left in his watch.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me.
I was going to say, you're just going
If
to...
something breaks,
That's true,
they're
You're up
coming
anyway.
to get me.
Yeah.
True.
Kurt, there's something stalked passing to the lower right. It was very narrow.
Yeah, that looked like
but
a different
this point-
sponge to me. It looked like
Okay.
almost a Mycali sponge, but
Okay, which we already have. Right? Isn't that the one we have? No, we have asbestos
No.
pluma.
Okay, transect
Oh, there's
complete.
okay, great.
Okay.
So I know Abby is interested, and once we get the ship stopped and figure out where we're going, but she was interested in that Freya sponge. So Sam, did
really?
you actually put a target down?
I did. We can go back.
Yeah, it
I
was
just-
what she thought was a stock
You,
variety, which
You
is
could just back
less common.
straight down the same line. Just go auto XY.
Roger.
Just go backwards down the same line.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah, we're...
wasn't that far, right?
Yeah,
was it?
25 meters off.
Yeah.
Directly west. I'll put in a short ship move though.
Yeah.
20? 25? Bridge nav?
Really, 20 is okay. Yeah.
So we just finished a time transect, and right near the end we saw some interesting sponge that we want to go back and look more closely at in case it is what we think it might be, which would make a good sample for further study. In front of us, a grenadier is putting on a show as we wait. That's the fish that's swimming about.
Out of here.
That's a great shot.
Even though we've now been informed that the name rat tail, the common name for those fish is rat tail, that it's because when they were collected, sometimes the scales were rubbed off in the nets, and so their tails, I guess, where they looked more like where they had rat tails. I still think their faces are somewhat rat-like too. So it could be both.
Yeah, I like that.
Ship move is underway.
Great.
Right. We get to try auto XY in reverse.
Yeah, I think that's
Yep.
exactly the plan.
That's what we're doing.
That's great.
So is that like autopilot, auto XY?
Yeah, we're auto X everything right now.
All right, I'm gonna.
This looks familiar.
Did the ship change
It's like
heading or
deja
something?
vu.
Yeah, we had a slight
Yeah,
heading change.
those were shifted off. Those dirty dogs.
Is this the time when all the fish that were following the ROV bump into the
Yeah, I
back
think
of
we
it?
need a correction there, Sam. We're gonna go off of the
Roger.
world there. So
Uh,
Argus is heading, which is north. Or wait,
Yeah.
yeah, north.
Yeah.
North.
So we
We need to
need
go north 20.
north 20, roger. Bridge nav.
You could belay that last one and just go 20 north.
20 meters, bearing 000.
Are we getting close? Looks like we should be getting close.
We are.
Okay, so there's the first. So
Yeah, is that
you
it
hit a
right
target
there?
before. There was one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still.
I think I might
Yep.
see it in Argus cam, that white dot behind Herc still.
We have 8 meters off for the target, but of course we know
Yeah.
that
Okay.
might be off.
And
I'm off again.
Well, it shouldn't be
Well,
off because
well,
we're
Well,
going.
that's
that
true. We're going
anemone-
directly back.
Yeah.
yeah.
It should,
And we
I
have it
remember that
reset.
anemone as well.
yeah.
Perfect.
So it'll be
Yeah,
a
we're
little
close.
to the left of center
This is
when we get
this is
to it.
where the DVL technology works really well.
Yep. Good thing we didn't reset it at the end.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like saying works very well or really well is just like Bob saying that everything's going fine.
Good point.
Four meters off.
Yep,
Yeah,
there it
no,
is
no, no.
underneath bubble.
Look right in front of us.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
take it out and set us
That's
down.
amazing.
Bridge nav.
All right.
Oh,
Hold position.
I've got the bubble cam on
Wow.
channel 3.
Going.
Oh, that's great. Look at that. It's a great shot in Argus now too. That is the one she wanted.
Thank you, Bob. I'll zoom in when you get down there a little bit.
Okay,
yeah, go for it. Oh,
Both you guys?
Yeah.
yeah, both.
Get busy, Al.
Wow.
This is really pretty. So this is the one that we were saying I said look like
All right, good capture.
ruffles, and you said can sometimes be called a cloud sponge.
Yeah, this is a different form of what we
Mhm.
think is a cloud sponge, a more stalked form instead of what Abby's describing as a bushy morphology.
Mhm. I saw
Kind
this
of
one in
reminds me of a scrunchie.
Yeah, yeah. Takes us back to the 80s. I know they're back in though. People are wearing scrunchies again.
Any more zoom?
There, are we all the way in?
Okay.
Do we want to get one just without the lasers?
Any particular part you want to zoom in on? Or just this?
Well, you can't have any
Just
more
more
than
of
that anyway.
the whole organism.
Pull out a little
you
bit?
gotta, yeah.
Yeah,
gotta
pull
zoom
out would be
out
great.
again.
A little bit more.
That's good. That's great. Thank you.
And I'm going to ask them which part they want and how much of it,
Sounds great.
just to make sure we get the right amount.
Yeah, and both Abby and Amanda are on right now, and they're giving us some tidbits of information about the sponge. Amanda thinks it might be Pharea truncata, described by Henry Ricewig in 2014. And I'm assuming that's what Abby first described from a specimen from Axial Seamount, which, if folks listening, Axial Seamount is off of the coast of Washington, and it's basically in the at a plate boundary.
So I'm noticing in the upper right hand of the sponge, it looks like it goes from living tissue to older dead tissue. That's brown. It still has that same
Should probably come around the other way
scrunchy-
just to take the tether
scrunchy
up.
Yeah,
look to
that's
it.
what I was just thinking. I'm going to come up a little bit.
Yeah.
On.
We're gonna slurp this sponge. We don't know what part yet, but we're gonna slurp it.
Okay. Snip and slurp?
It's probably gonna be a
Will
slurp
you
and
come
slurp.
wide on Argus, Al?
It's probably gonna be one of those ones you just vacuum up and it's just gonna break apart into pieces. Unless Abby thinks
I'm just
that.
wondering if they need the stalk part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know.
Do you have the squishy fingers on? Yes, we do. I believe. We have the squishy fingers, right?
We have squishy fingers, yeah.
Yeah, but I would request,
Abby's.
if you're going to go squishy fingers, that you wait till the next watch comes on, because that's
Yeah.
Jake, and he's the squishy finger guy.
And we've got 5 minutes,
Yeah.
so yeah, we also just have 5 minutes.
You're not a
so
squishy
shut up.
finger guy, Bob?
I'm not a squishy finger guy.
To be fair, I am a squishy finger guy. That is also my PhD research, so.
Oh,
yeah.
no. How long
Not
does it take
those
to set up?
squishy fingers, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Well, it sounds like Abby is content with either type. So
Okay.
Do you need the stalk, Abby, or just the white frills?
So you're saying you want to do squishy fingers? Is that what you're saying? You can't, because your relief's going to be here in seconds.
I guess what
Hopefully.
I'm saying.
They're taking it down to the wire, though.
Yeah, I saw him already do the,
Yeah.
Is this in the middle of the frilly bits? Is that the stalk? It's kind of a brown color. It's
I don't think so.
weird right there in the middle. Or is that another animal?
I think it's a starfish.
We need the
Maybe.
the telestrator.
telestrator.
I
I
know.
know what you're talking about. But
Literally
there
right
is
in the
a
crux.
starfish.
Okay.
There is a starfish in there.
Yeah. That'll do.
Below the feather star.
Yeah.
Starfish, yeah. Let's
And then there's some
identify
feather
all the
stars.
phyla here.
Telestrator's up now.
yeah,
Yeah,
Middle
one
stars,
crinoid,
yeah.
2, 3,
Two worms
Oh,
in
the
the back.
telestrator is
one
telestrator is
asteroid,
on channel 3 now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brittle stars, 6 brittle
Wait.
stars, 7, 8.
Don't you have
brittle
numbers?
stars.
Steve's been waiting for this day
I
for
do.
a long time.
1, 2,
Okay.
7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
That's great.
Next watch better get here soon.
Oh my goodness.
One gastropod.
Oh.
You left out the gastropod.
May I interject?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hearing there may not be an actual stalk, but instead the frills are just connected to each other. So, I was under the impression from its name there was a stalk, but I think I may be wrong.
Well, shoreside, our next watch is here. So
What's
thank
happening?
you, and we will let them know where we're at here.
It look. I mean,
All right.
last piece of information.
Thank
It does
you.
look so nice that I think you might even be able to get a good grab on one of these big branches, and put it all in the box if you can kind of cradle it. Maybe use the squishy fingers. I think you could take it intact, but I'll leave it up to the next watch.
That's helpful, Steve.
Okay.
Thanks. And thanks,
Yeah.
everybody, for a good watch.
Yeah,
All right,
thank
have
you.
a
It
good
was so
night.
fun. You too.
You too.
So, Kurt, if you'd like, Lisa's ready to come in. Do you want me to pop out so you guys can confer?
Sure. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, Jen. And thanks
Sure.
for
And thank you.
being my co-pilot.
It was really fun. I had a good time, and I'm gonna sign off of audio, but I'm gonna have to watch, of course, collection of this sponge. So I'll still be in the science chat. All right. Good night.
Sounds great. Good night. Hey, Lisa, I can hear you. It's Kurt, but I think we're in the middle of a watch change right now, so I don't know if anybody on the ship is listening right at this moment. Yes. Right. Yes, we are just as soon as the next watch comes in. We noticed this towards the end of the last transect we were on, and we came back to grab this for Abby, and Amanda's interested in it as well. And what are you gonna ask? Right. So yeah. Sure. Yeah. So we've been kind of going up. This habitat you're seeing is very similar to what we've seen on most of the watch. So let's see. Jason Jensen, I'm on SBL. We can hear you, but not Lisa. So you're not on Nautilus yet, huh? Lisa, are you signed on Nautilus or just SBL? Oh no, that's fine. So let me get off SBL. I don't think it matters that people hear our commentary, is it?
Oh, it's fine. I'll be on SBL
Okay.
too. Hey, everybody. Kurt and I just discussing what happened on the watch.
Yeah. Okay, great. And so we've been seeing a lot of this fractured rock, and Guy Cochran's been on tonight, thankfully, and he's been very curious about what we're seeing because we're not seeing a lot of big outcrops yet going up this slope. So kind of uncertain of where all this, it's like a talus slope that we're seeing, and because of that, because it's probably moved down slope, we're not seeing a lot of corals. We've seen some sponges, but they're quite small, and then this is one of the larger specimens that we've encountered so far. So I know he wants to get up to maybe kind of the spine of this ridge, follow these ridges up, kind of be on top to try to encounter these these larger bedrock features that might have corals and sponges. And he's
Right.
listening now, so he'll probably
Hey.
chime in when he.
I'm glad he's on. I see that he's in the chat room, so that's great. And
So we have deviated a little bit, Lisa. Just sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. Please tell me.
I can't. I'm looking at the dive plan, and I wanted to see which waypoint we were between. You know, we started at 4V, and we were heading towards 4W, but we've kind of headed more east now. We haven't gotten to 4W. We've kind of headed more east and starting to go a little bit up the slope.
Channel 3 if you want, the HIPAC screen, just to take a look.
Yeah, that'd be great. And can Lizzie come on now? Do we have another spot open for V-Link? Lisa, is it okay if Lizzie comes on?
She's saying yes, definitely. Lizzie, come on in. We have some thoughts.
So yeah, I don't know if you're looking on the quad or at least channel 3, Lisa.
I'm looking at yes, I have quad view up. Thanks.
Okay, so we're almost east of 4W right now. You can see that kind of purple dot in the middle of the screen, and 4W is off to the west a little ways. So we were trying to follow this ridge up because a lot of what we were seeing on the sides of this feature was all this talus slope, and Guy was hypothesizing since it's talus, we're not going to see a lot of corals and sponges because this stuff rolled downhill, and it just wouldn't. There wouldn't have been enough time for corals and sponges. It's not stable enough for corals and sponges to settle.
Okay, so we're just trying to make it to the top of this slope.
Yeah, and kind of follow this. You can see where the contours bulge out, and that's probably a ridge that goes up the slope a bit. So Guy would like to kind of follow that ridge. So it's basically going perpendicular to the contours, but through the center of those bulges in the contours.
Okay, I see it.
Does that make sense?
Really, sort of, but when I look at I'm trying to orient myself. So west, east, I'm not really seeing where 4W is on the screen. I see.
I'm hovering my cursor over it here. Might take a while with the lag.
Okay. Thank you.
So we didn't get to 4W. We kind of explored a little local high just to the kind of the north of 4W, and then we moved east to try to follow the local slope up.
Okay.
And
so you recommend that we just keep on following the local slope up?
Yeah, and Guy's kind of comparing, just kind of head up slope, and the idea is to try to eventually get over to where it basically following this ridge up instead of going a long contour, going up slope.
Okay, I think I understand. As long as if Nav is listening along, then we're good.
Yeah, I'm listening along. I'm just I see obviously that there's a much steeper slope at 4X and 4Y. But I don't know if we're kind of avoiding going over there, and you want to go up towards the top on this gentler slope. Is that what I'm hearing? Just to get to the top, upslope.
Yeah. Is this Rennie?
Yes.
Yeah, Rennie. That's the idea.
Okay.
There's been that the steeper slope has just a bunch of talus on it, so it's it's essentially been a lot of rubble.
Okay.
And the idea that we're having is that if we get up to the top where the bedrock outcrops hopefully exist, we're going to see more corals, larger corals and sponges.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So we'll just kind of go perpendicular to the contours up the slope as we go. Obviously, we're taking the sample.
Great. Yeah, this is the sample. And then Abby's been commenting about the sample, Lisa, that it's going to be really pretty fragile. So collecting a piece of the branch with the squishy fingers is an option. That could be a good approach. But if it's too fragile, then slurping some of the frills would be good.
Okay, I'm reading the same thing. So thanks for the orientation. And you just finished a I heard you finished the transect, so we'll move about 100 meters off from where you were then.
Yeah, we finished one and we actually came back about 25 meters on the same transect. So you're going to cross over. I mean, actually, you can head, instead of going over to the end of the transect, you can just head, have the pilots just head directly upslope, whatever the visual slope is that they see.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for
Sure.
great narration.
Is Lizzie on?
Yeah, I am. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, great. Nice. Thanks for joining. And yeah, I'm going to stay on, watching for a while, and I'll be on chat.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
if there's any questions, let me know.
Watch party.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good watch.
Thank you, Kurt.
Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Lizzie. So I'm watching them. Those are the famous or infamous squishy fingers, and the name is quite appropriate.
This will be our first time using them on NA123, correct?
Yes. This is the first dive on NA123.
It's also the first time using them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
okay, good video.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Zoom out just a bit, Steve. All right, yeah, and there, you're good. Vehicle's moving. Why is that?
So those of you who are watching or who might have just joined, we are collecting on channel 1. You can see that we are collecting a species of sponge, and it is, I believe, a stalked Pharea. And they are using a new type of instrument called the squishy fingers to try and get a hold of this very delicate sponge species.
Is this the first collection of this dive, or have we done a few others? Pulling up the documents now.
Looks like we have 7 samples so far.
Yep.
I'm going to move the vehicle. I'm too close to.
Roger.
Taylor Ann can correct me on that one.
Yeah, so we got 1 sponge encrusting sponge on a rock, a scoop of sediment, and we slurped another sponge. I think it's a asbestopluma, and a scallop. And then we also took 2 push cores and 1 Niskin.
Oh, sweet. What did we take a scoop of?
What was that?
What did we take a scoop of?
Oh, let's see. Let me read the notes on that.
Oh yeah, you just came on too.
Okay, Steve, zoom in there a bit, please. That's good, thanks.
So a scoop of sediment in and around boulder habitats.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Red rock.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's all I can read.
Okay.
Ready to
right on.
try and grab.
Okay, squish me.
Not too hard.
No, it won't be too hard.
Here, wait.
Got a wet noodle and a sponge.
Let's see who's strongest.
All kitchen sink cleaning mechanisms.
So we've played with these quite a bit on deck, and had various different kind of setups with them, and we've played, you know, picked around, picked up rolls of electrical tape and other monkey fists and pieces of rope and salad, vegetables. But we've got to really use them on a sample like this. And at the moment, we're
having some technical difficulties.
having intermittent telemetry to the controller.
Yeah. Keep timing out.
Let's power off the sextant for a minute.
All right.
That'll get Ben up here, you watch.
All right. I just did it. I think it might be too wide towards the base of it.
Oh, I don't see
it's
the.
not gone.
So.
Wait, let's see.
What we're looking at now is the. Let's look at that with the DSC. Or with the, yeah, sorry, with the. Oh, we got. See if I can do it the other way around. We're looking at the bellows that drives, it's the engine that drives the sticky fingers open and closed. Well, it's a bellows inside of an oil-filled actuator, and yeah, there she goes.
All right.
So we're watching the bellows with one camera and the sticky fingers with another one. What's that?
That's about as far as I want to go.
Is that full power?
Yeah. Any further and it'll might snap a 3D printed part.
We're gonna get a sample of these things, Jake, or we're gonna break them trying.
Let's not do that.
Oh, we've done that several times already.
Yes, I've had to rebuild it several times on deck.
It's that's what it's out here for.
It's got a
Okay, if you
pretty
say
good
so.
grip on it, I think.
Got a grip on it. Need the other manipulator to break a piece off now.
Oh, the fingers slid past each other.
That's all right.
It's got it at the base.
You did want the whole thing, right?
Not the. I don't think we wanted the starfish, but
You don't want the starfish?
did we? Yeah.
Really?
We'll take whatever works.
Pretty much either the whole thing or a snip of it with a different mechanism seems to be the.
Yeah, the squishy fingers don't have the snip.
Okay, we'll take the whole thing.
I can put
Let's
it
do
down
it.
and just snip one of the arms if you don't want the whole thing.
Lizzie, did you recall what the instructions were from Abby? Well, to Abby,
She's saying, would the whole thing fit in the bio box? She's asking.
It will, but if that's going to cramp your style for further samples, we can just snip one of the arms off.
Let's see if Abby has a preference. I think she's still participating in the chat with us. She says she thinks we should take it. So it sounds like if we've got room in the bio box, she would like the whole thing.
Oh yeah, sweet.
All right.
Well, we can do.
All right. Forward box B is open.
Is that the one on the right?
Yep.
The harder one.
So you guys have probably just made a young man's PhD dreams come true. I was on the brink of becoming a librarian there for a minute. Okay. If you can open the porch there, Jake. So.
All right.
Jake has put hours and hours into getting these sticky fingers just to work subsea. That's been a huge challenge. And
as it's gonna fall out of sticky fingers.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, well, let's try again.
We'll get a new grip.
The base of it
Yeah.
looked pretty skinny, so maybe not.
You want to close the, or you can play with those. I can close the.
Okay.
PhD slipping away again, Jake.
No, this is, this is how science works. You try and try again.
We do.
So while
Yeah, Abby's saying.
Yeah, you made the shaking
I was
noise.
just saying, Abby was saying it's a good opportunity. So.
Oh, look at
So I just
the
want to make
actuator.
sure.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's fully retracted, is it? I might have
Probably.
a, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hitting my software limit, but it's weird because it was open further before.
Yeah, I'll cycle them once, see what happens. Yeah, that's the jam there. See those muscles flex?
Yep.
There it is.
Beauty.
It's funny to hear squishy fingers referred to as flexing. There's a contradiction in terms there.
Muscular fingers. New name.
Yes.
I'm just mangling this.
Difficult
I'm gonna
grab.
push him over so I can maybe get a hold of the base of him.
Yeah. Dropping.
The crinoid is getting away, or they both are. They're dancing away.
Well, that crinoid's bailing. He's out of here.
Yeah. But it's pretty to see them move. That was a great shot.
Oh yeah. Mesmerizing.
And try it there, Jake. See what happens.
Roger.
Full power.